From the east to the west coast, from Oregon to Georgia State, touchdowns and home runs, slam dunks and long runs, athletes and sports junkies. If you got the knowledge, come get you some. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Sound mad, get your team lost. Jerry Jones, cause I'm the ball. Call in, let me hear your thoughts. Crazy, Jack, yeah.
Woo! It's that time. It's time for the Dopest Sports Show on radio to invade your airwaves. It's The Crush, streaming live on the Sensation Station Network and also broadcasting on WBLZSports.com. I am your humble co-host, E. Glaze. And with me, as always, is that guy, Maceo Hurd. What's happening, Hurd?
Hey, man, the pre-show comedy. Comedy.
Yeah, man, because they when we unleash Brian on y'all ain't ready.
Hey, man, the stories.
They ain't ready.
The stories.
Yeah. Glanville, you got yourself fired. I'm just going to say
Hey, that's Jerry
exactly
Glanville.
Right. That's exactly right.
Don't come around here talking that trash, Jerry. You got yourself fired, man. Slow hand don't get fed. What slow hand?
Jerry.
Hey, his hand was too slow.
I got decision to make, Jerry.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I'm out of here,
All right,
Jerry.
Jerry.
See you, Jerry.
Hey, man.
Peace and love, baby.
Hey, man, and you can hear, man. Our interview in studio will be with this guy, Brian Jordan, man. Hey, Brian, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. I want to thank you guys for inviting me here
man.
tonight. I already feel like we're going to have some fun.
Yeah,
man.
it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic.
And you know why you're here, man. Another epic thing that's going on tonight. We got to talk about it before it happens, because we a little bit early before the World Series, man. Game 7, man.
Woo! You know what? I thought last year was probably the best World Series I've seen in a long time. Going Game 7, the whole 108 years for the Chicago Cubs. You know, I was kind of cheering for Cleveland, you know, because I'm a big Terry Francona fan. But it was great for baseball to see the Chicago Cubs come out on top. Now, this year, you know, Game 7,
man.
You got two great stories. The L.A. Dodgers franchise, my boy Dave Roberts, an African-American manager making it to the World Series, my former teammate.
Yeah.
And then you got Houston, the whole tragic stuff that happened down there with all the hurricanes, a lot of families without a home. You know, it's like, I don't care who wins tonight because it's going to be a great story either way. But
man.
I'm pulling for my Dodgers. I'm playing 2 years out there. Right. Dave Roberts.
They got you.
LA guy.
Man. Teammate. Hey, man, we got that in. We also going to talk to Brian. We got a coach coming in, a new head coach of Atlanta Dream. We're going to talk to her on the phone, man. Welcome her to Atlanta the right way. Make sure she feel home, man.
Of course.
Make sure she going in. She's new. Nicki Collen will be on with us first, right after this intro.
I'm a huge women's basketball fan, man.
You are too, man.
I used to mentor girls in basketball, so I'm happy to see the change.
Wait, man.
I'm happy to see the change, man. We need a new attitude.
Yeah, sounds good. Tight up in that WNBA, man.
Let's bring Angel back. Free Angel. Free Angel.
That's I agree with that. Man. Bring her back. We miss her.
Yeah, let's bring her back.
We got so much more, man. So, man, y'all ready for this, man?
Man, this gonna be comedy, y'all.
Man, a little bit of Wednesday. We getting it in on a Wednesday.
Hey, we might FaceTime you with Brian Jordan on the phone.
Hey,
Ex Danielle.
We done shocked some people already.
Ex Danielle.
Shocked some people already.
What's up, Danielle? The natural Danielle.
Natural. Danielle. Yeah, y'all see what's about to happen. So stay with us. We'll be right back. It's The Crush.
I am an American soldier.
I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place finish first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined.
Physically and mentally tough.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
Enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda. That's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Major key alert. Life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council. Station Network.
And we're going to our first question interview brought to you by Oracy Software. Maceo, will you please introduce our guest, man?
Well, she is only the new head coach for the Atlanta Dream. I smell a championship coming on. She would know. She's been to the Final Four. She helped Connecticut Sun turn it around. Nicki Collen to the microphone. Hi, Coach.
Well, hello. Gosh, everybody tells me you guys are a lot of fun, so don't let me down.
Oh, no, Coach, no. Coach, we got you. It's so much fun, Coach. We brought in Mr. Two-Sport himself, Brian Jordan. He on the line with us as well, so he's going to be here listening as well because he's a big women's basketball fan. So,
hey, Nicki.
Love it. Hey.
Hey, congratulations, first of all. And I am a big women's basketball avid fan. I used to mentor Sherelle Baker, who's now coaching with Kennesaw State.
All right.
Was everything at University of Georgia, and played in the WNBA.
Oh,
so I am supporting you and the dream. So again, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Hey, that girl could steal the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, she
steal the ball.
Nicki, when you first heard that you got the job, what were your reaction? What was your reaction to that?
Woo! Stunned, humbled. Like, I'm not sure I said anything. I just genuinely was surprised in the moment. When I was having dinner with the owners, like, I just didn't anticipate that it was going to happen. I figured it would be a couple days later. They had other candidates maybe coming in, and so in that moment, it was a little surreal. You know, the dream was coming true, which sounds obviously a little cliche in this situation, but yeah, I just was genuinely shocked.
Coach, you're inheriting a very good roster, 3 All-Stars. I saw what Elizabeth and Lasia have already reached out to you. How excited are you to take over this team?
Oh, I'm really excited, and be careful, don't put all the pressure on me about.
Oh no, not yet, Coach, not yet,
Coach.
Coach.
Coaches have to sandbag, and then we look better. We look so much better when good things happen. Like, hey. But no, I inherited a great roster. Obviously, 3 All-Stars, Angel McCautry coming back, hopefully next year, and Brittany Sykes right there in Rookie of the Year voting. So a lot of good pieces, great athletes. A lot of pieces that we can do a lot of fun things with. So I'm thrilled. I'm excited to get started with them, and as much as anything. The reception I've got from them as I've reached out to them in China and Israel and everywhere else they're playing right now has just been really welcoming. So that's been a lot of fun too.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned Angel coming back. Is that confirmed?
Well, I don't want to confirm anything and then get in trouble, but it's I hope. I certainly hope. I think that's been the plan. And, she hasn't run the other way and put out a press release that I won't play for Nicki Collen. So, I feel, hopefully, crossing our fingers that, Angel McCautry is back with the dream in 18.
Okay, with her coming back, we're crossing our fingers. What do you think one of the biggest challenges for you in your first year? What do you see that being?
Well, I think my biggest challenge is just, the training camp is short. Players oftentimes come late because of their overseas commitments. And so really getting them on the same page early in the season, and a season that's already like 3 weeks shorter maybe than this past season because of the World Championships in September.
Right.
It's really getting them to gel and play together and really understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, and kind of the intricacies and the counters and kind of all the things that come with time together. So I think it's just kind of getting that meshing, that them feeling good about playing with each other, playing for me, and kind of understanding what I want from them in certain situations.
So, Coach, it's just for the people of Atlanta, how would you describe your style of play, your style of coaching? What can we look forward to when you come down here?
Yeah, I'm super passionate. I told the owners that there will always be an extra pair of 4-inch heels on the sideline because there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to break one jumping up and down. So, definitely passionate. Style of play-wise, I think some of it's me and some of it you go with what you inherit in terms of your roster and then you build around that. But this team is clearly built to run. So we want to play fast. We want to be super dangerous in the open floor. But I think we just need great spacing in the half court. We need to share the ball. The hardest teams are the teams that really spread the floor and have multiple scoring options. And defensively, we have to use our length, we have to use our athleticism, and we have to turn our defense into offense. So lots of great pieces in that way in terms of how athletic we are, arguably the most athletic team in the league, and a league that's incredibly athletic. So super excited to kind of figure out how I can put them in the best position to score, the best position to get stops.
Coach, I read one of your biggest philosophies. You say you believe that individual accolades come when the team succeeds at the highest level. I like that, Coach. Where you get that from, and can I borrow it?
No, absolutely you can borrow it. I don't know. I guess it came out when somebody asked me. I just think that, was really lucky to coach a group of players that were really selfless in Connecticut. And, when you play with a team of, these guys are all pros. They're all good. So for the cream to rise to the top, you have to put players in position to be their best. And so, the ability of an individual play and getting the ball in positions where they're going to show their skill set, takes the team effort. It takes getting players the ball where they score the ball the best and understanding that and being willing to make that extra pass. And, we saw that in Connecticut this year with, 3 first-time All-Stars, when we didn't have and none of those players had been in that situation before, but they really played fast. They shared the ball. They made the extra pass, and all of a sudden, they had fun when they were playing. And when you have fun, the fans love it, the players love it, the bench loves it, and as a coach, it's fun to be around that environment.
Hey, Coach, this is Brian again. Everybody has that mentor growing up, and in coaching. Who's your mentor?
Oh, who's my mentor? From a coaching perspective, Tom Izzo is probably the guy that I've emulated, that I've watched the most coaching videos on.
Nice.
That when I first was in position to be a defensive coordinator, I studied him. My idol was Larry Bird. I always joke with people that, if you want to break into my house or into my computers, or it's somewhere Larry Bird's name or initials or number, it's woven in there. Don't not giving it all up, but those were kind of the people when I was growing up. That's who I loved watching play. I loved the Magic Larry Bird matchups and the whole Lakers Celtics mystique, and I'm probably letting everybody know how old I am by saying that, but, you know, so those were kind of, from a coaching perspective, from a player perspective, you know, who I grew up loving.
Well, Coach, man, thank you so much for this call. We really appreciate it. You have to come in studio when you come to Atlanta. That's a must.
Well, if you invite me, I'm in there.
Oh, you here?
Yeah. We'll start to say hi to you guys, and you know, I'll be there as soon as I can.
Let's do it, Coach.
Well,
let's do it.
Congratulations on the job. We thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait for you to come down and be a part of the dream. So we look forward to it.
Well, I can't wait to get there. Thanks so much, guys.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Coach. That was Coach Nicki Collen, new head coach of the Atlanta Dream. When
Yes,
we come
indeed.
back, we're going to part 2 of our
Brian
coaching
Jordan
interview.
time. Get ready to laugh.
Brian Jordan is on the
Get
mic.
ready to laugh.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Uncle Dan? Mom? Dad? If you store your guns properly, so not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
Safer when my friends come over. As your neighbor, I'll feel safer.
As a school teacher, I'll feel safer.
We'll all feel safer.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
More connected than ever before. 90% of America's students use some form of social media, but not all of it's used in a good way. Hurtful posts online are leading to social isolation for many. Psychologists say it's bullying in a brand new way. Well, Beyond Differences and I Keep Safe are looking to change that with ideas for students, their parents, and even teachers. Take the pledge to be kind online and learn more at wearekindonline.com.
Hi, I'm Viola Davis. Did you know that 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger? Growing up, I was one of those kids, but we can solve this. When we make breakfast happen for kids in our neighborhood, we have the power to end childhood hunger, create bigger, brighter school days, and healthier minds and bodies. Go to hungeris.org and lend your time or your voice.
We're hungry for more.
A message from the Albertsons Companies Foundation and the Entertainment Industry Foundation.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Lasia Clarendon, point guard for the Atlanta Dream, and you're listening to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
We have ignition.
We're going to our second crushing interview brought to you by Oracy Software. The Oracy team is committed to providing full life cycle support for developing, testing, and delivering market-driven products. Oracy's models, when a customer engages one of us, they engage all of us. Go to Oracy.com for more information. All right, make sure you heard the voice, but we got to give him an introduction, man.
Coming to the microphone, he don't need no introduction, man, because he's an ATL legend, Falcons, Braves, MLB, NFL, all that good stuff. And he has a foundation that really takes care of these kids. But we're going to do the comedy part first. Coming to the microphone, everybody. Number 40, Brian Jordan. What's up, B?
What's happening? Welcome to Atlanta. What's my walk-up music when I came to the Braves, baby?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brian, I see you got that dog shirt on, man.
You know, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. We number 1, baby. We number 1. So, you know, I got to represent, man. They've come a long way.
Yeah, man. Them Georgia Dogs, number 1, man. So let's just talk about it, Brian. You know, before we get into you had to mention a little bit who you got winning this World Series. I know you don't care. It don't matter. I know you talked about it a little bit. But overall, for what you've seen from the year, this momentum, make sure you're putting up stats about Game 7. What do you see tonight,
You know what? It's a great story either way. Of course, I played with the Dodgers, so I'm leaning with the L.A. Dodgers. Plus, my former teammate Dave Roberts is the manager, African-American manager. I got to be pulling for the Dodgers. But I won't be mad if Houston win because of all the stuff that happened in Houston this year. The city needs something, you know, to just kind of turn it around and bring money into Houston. And so I'm going with the Dodgers anyway.
Yeah,
man, I got to go.
And there it is.
It's not fair. They just brought Sandy Koufax out. We're going to keep going.
They bringing out Koufax.
Let's start from the beginning. Kid from Baltimore. Get to Richmond. Did you have Major League and NFL dreams?
You know what? It's amazing that you said that. Every time I talk to a kid today, I said, I started dreaming when I was 6 years old. And believe it or not, I wanted to be different. I love sports. My daddy played sports. My mom played sports. My sister and brother played sports. I love sports, and I wanted to be that first two-sport professional athlete. Wow. And believe it or not, basketball is my favorite sport. But I was only 6 foot, and I wasn't a point guard. I could just jump out the gym. That's all that was. So I decided just to stick with baseball and football, and that helped me pick my college. I was actually going to the University of Maryland. Ooh. Bobby Ross was the head coach. That was my dream school growing up in Baltimore. And, you know, the whole time they recruited me, you can play football, baseball. I'm like, yes, I'm going to Maryland, baby. Then all of a sudden, I went to sign the dotted line, and Bobby Ross looked at me and said, hey, we want you to sit out your first year of baseball and just focus on football. And I looked back at my parents and said, I can't go here. Wow. There's no way I can sit out a year of baseball. So right down the street, University of Richmond would let me do whatever. Plus, it was a better academic situation for me.
Right.
Going to University of Maryland, you got 100 students in the class. BJ might not get up for that class. But that's why I went to Richmond. There's only 30 to 25 students in class. I would be missed, so I had to get up. So it worked out great. The Spiders, baby. Don't get caught in the web.
We're going to take a quick break. I want something about that, Mason. This normally is our recruit one-on-one day. We talk about recruit. It's funny you said that. You was about to sign the LOI, but you said, he was like, I need you to sit out. And you said, no, that ain't where I want to go.
That's not my dream. That's not my dream.
Wow.
We're about to take us a quick break, man. We'll be right back. We're about to jump in. We still getting started. Stay with us, Sister Crush.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Your health is at stake. Diabetes.
Diabetes, cancer, heart disease. Yeah, right. I'm too young to worry about all of that. Or am I? Millions of Americans are being diagnosed younger and younger each year. I guess it's really no surprise with how much our lifestyles have changed. More fried fast foods, extreme stress from work. 176 million people in North America consume unhealthy drinks. I know I do. Who could be next? My brother? My sister? Me? I think it's time to make a difference, and so should you. Extreme X2O alkaline water, designed to cleanse your body with just 2 simple steps: shake and wait. Not only will it help clean your kidneys, liver, and intestines, but it also helps with weight loss and anti-aging. Sign me up today. AbundantLifeMovement.com. You know, I better go call my sister to let her know about this. You should really tell a friend too, because is it really gonna kill you to shake and wait?
Major key alert. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
1 in 7 Americans will struggle with addiction during their lifetime. Want to know how you can help? Go to HereToListen.com for tips and tools to help turn addiction around. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
What's up? It's Garrison Hurst, University of Georgia. You're listening to The Crush on Sensation Station Network. Go Dogs.
Hey, we're back, man. We're doing our crushing interview number 2 with Mr. Two-Sport athlete Brian Jordan. Brian, let me ask you, most cats, when they go to school, even if they playing 2 sports, just want to make it pro in 1. To hear you talk saying, bro, I was going 2 sports. The mentality to do that.
To get drafted in both.
Your mindset must have been different than everybody.
You know, it started with a dream, man. I tell everybody, dream big. Don't dream small.
Right.
Dream big.
Right.
If you can dream it, you can achieve it. And if you believe it, then you can get it done. And that was the way I live my life, man. And I knew I wanted to do it, so it wasn't anything that I couldn't do at that point, man. I would challenge anybody in any sport and work hard, and I'll do them, you know.
It's funny because you going to Richmond, which was a smaller school, but still go first round in the MLB draft, and then get drafted in the NFL draft. How was the family? I mean, what was that feeling? You really the man on campus with these kind of stats walking around.
You know what? And this is why education is so important. I had everything going my way,
right?
You know, with that dream. I was drafted first round by the St. Louis Cardinals, and I was projected to be a third-round pick out of the University of Richmond, going to a smaller school.
Right.
I got invited to the Senior Bowl, which, you know, is probably the most prestigious bowl game for any guy looking to get into the draft. And in that week of practice in front of Dan Reeves and his coaching staff, I went from a projected third-round pick to be one of the first or second safety taken in the draft. So I'm sitting there like, whoa, man, first round of baseball, about to be the first safety or second safety take. It was either me or Steve Atwater. And so I'm sitting there like, boy, my dreams are coming true. And then in the first quarter of that game, broke my leg, dislocated my ankle. In the first quarter. And I'm laying there and my bone almost coming out of my leg. I look up, my mom trying to be strong and looking down, and I'm like, man. And this is when my religion kick in. You know, one of my favorite verses that I learned as a little kid, because I wanted the short verse, because I wasn't going to read a whole lot. I just went with the short verse.
Right.
Philippians 4:13, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
That's right.
You know, and I woke up that morning in that cast, and my mom looked at me and recited that to me. I knew my dreams weren't going to be over. I went to the combine. Every NFL doctor told me I wasn't going to play in the NFL because of that injury was so severe. And I looked at each one of them and was like, dude, you can't tell me I ain't going to play.
Right.
Only the man upstairs is going to tell me that. So I had surgery, did all that, man. I was back in 3 months running straight ahead. Got drafted by the Buffalo Bills still. Didn't think I would get drafted after that injury. I led all defensive backs and tackles for the Buffalo Bills in training camp. Now I'm thinking I made the team. I'm all excited. And they didn't come get my blue book, man. So I'm like, this is
I'm good.
Cool. I'm good. I get down there. I'm on the training bike. I done changed clothes, and the trainer came over to me and said, hey, Marv Levy wants to see you in his office. Man, I'm all excited, man. Oh, he going to congratulate me. Man, this is awesome. Man, I walked in that office, and he didn't have a smile on his face. I was like, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. And he told me, hey, you the 46th man on a 45-man roster. And I said,
wow.
Are you kidding me, man? I've never been cut from anything in my life. And I can't tell you, that drive home was the longest. Now, he wanted me to stay in Buffalo on the injured reserve, but I'm like, man, I done played in all this pain, you know, because I'm not 100% yet.
Right.
I said, look, release me, and if nobody picked me up, I'll come back and be on injured reserve. And sure enough, Atlanta called me I didn't even make it home, and my agent called me and said, hey, Atlanta wants to see you down in Atlanta tomorrow. Get this physical. You're going to be a Falcon.
Let me just say this. We about to take a break, but thank you, Buffalo. We appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. You know, I help people solve difficult problems every day, but one problem has me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it.
Luckily, the Feeding America network of local food banks collects surplus food, giving hope to hungry children and their families. But they need your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Our freedom and security are made possible through the service and sacrifice of our military and first responders. The Gary Sinise Foundation provides many outreach programs supporting these brave men and women. Join us. Donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
There's a power you have within you, unlike any other. You can't explain it. It's just there. It drives you, compels you. You cannot ignore it. Do you feel it? It's that power that tells you you can do the absolute impossible. The power that tells you you're more than what you currently are. The power that tells you it's time. Launch. Move. Skyrocket your life with Rocket Sports One fitness gear. RocketSports-One.com.
Hey, in the house, what you say now? Sensation Station Network live with the Crush Sports Talk Radio Show. I am Derek Fraser. I'm with Big Emmanuel tonight. Y'all can forget about it.
Yeah, and Brian did put down for his city, put on for his city, man. So, Buffalo, get the call from the Falcons. We're going to keep it going with the end of that story.
Okay.
And we create one of probably the most legendary secondaries in Falcon history. You, Scott Case, Dion, and Tim McKay. When you first get to Atlanta, what are your thoughts when you get here? Who greets you? Who you see? Who's here?
When I first got to Atlanta, Murray Campbell was the head coach,
yeah.
you know, and then I heard all the stories about Dion. You know, now I'm watching him in practice. And granted, I just came from Buffalo, where Buffalo is a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, right.
You got Bruce Smith, you got all them big, you know, so that's the bad thing about it. You know, it happens at every school. These coaches have their special players, and you stuck, and you stuck. So I say go out there and practice and bust his head open and get his spot, you know. But that's what you got to do.
Right.
And I use that loosely. I'm just playing around. But
we get it.
You got to go out there and prove yourself.
Right.
You can't run. You can't keep running.
And keep going with that. Talking about today's athletes. Will we ever see two-sport athletes again? I mean, we see it in high school. There are kids that play multiple sports.
Right.
But you, Dion, Bo Jackson, was able to do it in two multiple sports. Will we ever see that era again? Or with these specialized sports we're in today, is that era gone?
You know, I truly believe that era is gone until these high schools and Little League programs figure it out that they're burning these kids out on a specialty sport and allow them to do it again. It won't happen. That's a part of what I'm preaching to these kids today and these parents. You know, don't let your kid get burned out, man. These kids are playing 180 baseball games a year. They should just be in the big league.
Wow.
But, you know, but now imagine that. You're starting out at 6, 7, 8 years old. By the time you become a senior in high school and a college player, your arm is going to be just fall off, you know. So
I hate that they catch the curve so early now.
Right.
All that's
it's because they want to win. And they know if I can throw that curveball, they're going to be up there guessing, you know. So it's a shame. It's a shame that high school coaches are pushing these kids to one sport now. But it's the trend now. It's the trend.
We got to stay with this because I got a couple more questions.
Yeah,
right.
we talk about this a lot. Yeah, we're going to jump into that. So. Right. Y'all stay with us, man. We're going to jump into this high school. We still talking a little recruit. Not as much, but we talking. Stay with us. It's the Crush.
You use Tearless baby shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
This is Bobby Yoller from the Ohio State. I'm kicking with the Crush on Sensation Station Network.
We're back.
Just talking about Ezekiel, the Ohio State. Man.
Shout out to Bobby Yoller, man. The Ohio State. Hey, man, so you had a couple more questions, man. Keep it going.
Yeah, because what I wanted to kind of get at you about, we talk about what you do to try to help these kids. I look at rec football. I try to get these coaches to understand these kids are playing too many games. 25, 26 games, too much for Little League football.
Man, you know, it's all about winning. It's about getting those best players exposed. And, you know, I understand the philosophy, but you're right. I mean, it's too many games, too much pounding on the body, especially these young kids today. But it's about getting the best players out there, and the coaches trying to move up in the landscape of moving up to high school and college. That's a big, you know, the more you want to win at the little league level, you get exposure for the high schools and all that stuff.
And I wonder what they're doing it for, but you know, we see things like Netflix had the Tykes, the
Friday Night Tykes.
Friday Night Tykes.
Man,
did you see that? And you look at it, you like.
These crazy parents
You
out
just
here,
stop.
man. It's like unbelievable.
It's like
these parents want to live the dreams through their kids, man. That's their way out, and it's sad.
You talk about your parents. What did they do for you growing up that gave you the opportunity to be who you are and who you became?
Discipline. They tore my butt up when I did something wrong, but yet they supported me in everything I did. If I needed a new pair of shoes, they got it. You know, it might not have been the nice ones, but they were new. It was some fish heads. Remember those fish heads? They called those fish heads back in the day. Boy, I had some fish heads. I remember playing in the basketball game, and I stopped on the side, and my foot kept going through the shoe, and I'm running down, pointing to the coach. Hey, I need to come out.
Get a T.O.
Hey, but that's all right, though. I grabbed one of the other kid's shoes and kept on going, boy.
So the kid must have been a bench player.
Yeah, he was a bench player, man. Give me your shoes, man. Give me your shoes.
Get him up, baby. Get him up, baby. Get him up.
No, but I mean, again, man, my parents was there for me. They led by example. Education was first, but they promoted playing multiple sports, you know, because every sport is different. You know, you get an aspect of leadership in every sport.
Right.
And that's something that my dad always taught me. Never be a follower, be a leader. If your team is going to be good, and if you're the best player on that team, then you better work with the weakest link on the team if you want to be a good team. Always taught me that, man. And he always taught me that I don't care how good you think you are, there's always somebody out there better. And you know what? I went to college, University of Richmond, and I thought I was a bad boy. Went to Auburn, played against Bo in baseball. I called my dad up. Dad, you right, man. I just saw down at Auburn was a bad boy, man. Then I left Auburn, went down to Florida State, and I see this cat jumping the fences from the track, just running 100 meters and putting on a baseball uniform. I called my dad again. Dad, boy, I see another one out here. I got to keep working, you know.
My work got to keep going.
My dad was right, man.
But stay with that for a second, because so many times, like I say, when you're in your bubble, I'm the best thing smoking. Not understand that you're just thinking You just thinking in your area.
Right.
It's the whole country vying for those opportunities to play at the next level.
Playing at the next level, and that's why that's a parent's job to instill a kid into knowing you got to keep working. Because, yeah, you can sit here and smile and be happy about how good you had this game, but you know what? About 100,000 kids around this world having that same type of game, man. And my granddad always kept me grounded, man. I remember I couldn't do anything better than my dad. And I remember I scored 6 touchdowns in a Little League game. Boy, I was killing it. And I was so excited after the game, man. I couldn't wait to see my granddad. I saw my granddad, I scored 6 touchdowns a day. He looked at me and said, your daddy would have scored 7. And, man, when I tell you, boy, I just deflated, man.
Boy, we grew up in the same household.
Yeah, man.
You grew up in the same household.
It kept you humble, man. And I thank God he did, man.
Because today, boy, you score 6 touchdowns, they'd push you all on the internet.
Oh, yeah, they would have paid some bills at your mama's house. You got some new cleats.
You right.
Let's go get Brian Jordan the PlayStation 4.
Man, got all kind of stuff at your crib now. We come back, gentlemen, I want to throw a couple of topics at y'all since Brian's here, and I want to just get your reaction on a couple of things.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little different. Then we're going to do a little Crush topic, so stay with us. It's the Crush.
JBT 700 Miami Circle 30324. It's not a chain, it's a chain reaction.
Invest $49 a month at a real gym.
For more info, go to facebook.com/Jeans Body Tech.
My savings are gone.
Okay, where were they last?
Here, right before I spent them on that vacation to Aruba.
Weird. Not weird. Not saving now means no money later. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Hey, Crush fans, I'm Tanisha Fernandez. You're listening to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
Hey, we're back, man. Before we get to some topics, I want to ask Brian a couple of questions real quick. Describe that run in '99 with the Braves.
Man, boy, it was fun, man. It was fun. That was my first World Series ever.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what you play for. And that's where you try to...
I remember the LCS when you went deep twice, boy.
Oh, yeah. Boy, yeah. You had a series, man.
Yeah.
You had a series.
Hey, I sure did, man. I remember that doggone broadcast was saying, man, Brian Jordan ain't been hitting it. Boy, I went, yeah.
It's funny you say, because we always hear athletes say, we don't hear that. We don't listen to the media. You heard it, didn't you?
No, you hear it. Yeah. Ain't no doubt, man. You hear everything. But, no, it was a great run for us, though, man. That was my first year with the Braves in '99, man. That's the big reason why I came to Atlanta. Yeah. I was, man, being from Baltimore, the Orioles, I mean, they laid out the red carpet when I was a free agent. I went up to see Steinbrenner. You know, New York, Steinbrenner, man. I was like, what? And all we did was talk about football, man. Steinbrenner, he's a football guy.
Right.
But I knew they wanted Bernie Williams back in center field.
Right.
So I was like, you know, it was a fun trip, but I knew that was his top choice, and I wasn't going to sit around and wait.
Right.
Baltimore laid out the carpet, man. Coming back home would have been fun and great, but you got Tom Glavine, John Smokes, and Maddox down in Atlanta, man. I said, ooh, I got to go to Atlanta.
How fun was that being in the outfield and watching those guys work?
Oh, it was fun, man. I got to tell you a great story, man. Greg Maddox was probably my favorite to play behind.
Right.
And I would always go to Greg before the game and say, hey, where do you want me to play certain guys? And now he in the training room, man, getting worked on. He looks up at me and say, hey, tonight you're going to throw out your first runner at first base from right field. And I'm looking at him like, whatever, man. And he said, when this guy comes up, and I forgot the guy. It was Chicago White Sox interleague game. And he said, when this certain guy comes up, the count's going to be 1-2. And he's going to hit a bullet between first and second. Make the play. I want you to move in on him. So now I'm out there doing the game. The guy comes up, and I'm saying, ain't no way this is going to happen. I look at the big billboard. It's a 1-2 count, man. And Maddox look out at me and gave me the eye, so I'm moving in, man. I'm like, boy, if he hit this over my head, boy, I'm going to come get you. And, man, he hit a bullet between first and second. I can come up, throw the guy out at first base, and he just tipped his cap to me, man. He was the greatest, man. The greatest.
Wow.
Yeah. And you ain't going to never see a Greg Maddox no more, man, because they don't even recruit guys throwing 85, 88 miles now, man. That's crazy to me.
And that's the thing about that lineup. You had Glavine and Maddox who didn't really throw heat. They were just
Smokes was the smoker.
Yeah, he was a smoker, man. Nasty sliders, and probably the best competitor that I know, man. He's a great athlete, period, man. A great basketball player. Smokes. His favorite sport is basketball. And he could play, man. When I tell you he could play, I used to have celebrity basketball games down at the Phillips Arena. And he came out there, man. He went a fast break when Kenny Lofton was running. He went between his legs, behind his back. Then he threw an alley-oop. Oh, it was
everybody went crazy.
Man. Yeah, they went crazy, man.
Smokes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you just changed my whole thing, man.
I messed you up on that one, then.
I'm just thinking about Smokes running the break.
I'm thinking Smokes, basketball player.
He running the break right now.
He was a bad boy out of Detroit, man. Basketball.
Before we get to the crush time, I want to talk to you about, because I got a question from my man Darryl about what do you miss about the game. We knew it was time to move on. We're going to talk about that a little bit.
All right.
Then stay with us. It's the crush.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's a good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
There's a power you have within you, unlike any other. You can't explain it. It's just there. It drives you, compels you. You cannot ignore it. Do you feel it? It's that power that tells you you can do the absolute impossible. The power that tells you you're more than what you currently are. The power that tells you it's time. Launch. Move. Skyrocket your life with Rocket Sports One fitness gear. RocketSports-One.com.
Hi, I'm Viola Davis. Did you know that 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger? Growing up, I was one of those kids. But we can solve this. When we make breakfast happen for kids in our neighborhood, we have the power to end childhood hunger, create bigger, brighter school days, and healthier minds and bodies. Go to hungeris.org and lend your time or your voice.
We're hungry for more.
A message from the Albertsons Companies Foundation and the Entertainment Industry Foundation.
If you're looking for that ratchet, you're in the wrong place. It's the nation's urban internet station, Sensation Station Network.
Hey, man, we're learning so much about the game of baseball that y'all had no idea what's...
See what I keep trying to tell you? You need to be a baseball guy.
I wish there were more, man, because we talk to guys. And I'll talk about it in a minute, but before I answer Daryl's question, what do you miss most about the game?
I just miss the competition. For football, I miss the team camaraderie. Everybody relying on one another to make it work. Baseball, it was just about, competing every day, man, against a different pitcher, trying to strategize. That's what I miss.
And that's what
most.
people always think about baseball. Make sure that a lot of people understand is they just think you go there and hack. But that's a game in the game.
It's a game
you
in the game.
Picture right now, just
it's a lot of study to it, man. People don't realize, man. You're in there watching film. I'm watching video on these guys, man. How did he face me the last time? He struck me out 3 times. What did he throw?
Right.
Okay,
right.
I got him this time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set him up this time. You know what I mean? So Chipper Jones was the best at it. Chipper one time, because guys, I don't get no credit, man. I hit behind Mark McGwire in '98. He win the MVP. Go at Braves, hit behind Chipper Jones. He win the MVP. I'm like the Rodney Dangerfield of baseball, man. I get no respect. But no, Chipper was a bad boy, man. I remember hitting behind him, and we on deck talking about the pitcher. And he said, look, he throw me a changeup, I'm going to crush it. And I'm sitting there like, cool, man. He get up there, and the pitcher throw 3 fastballs right down the middle. He ain't swing the bat yet. I sit there like, then he come walking by me. I was like, dude, what happened? Those pitches right down the middle. I ain't get the change up. And I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do that, man. I can't do that, man. And then the next at bat, he threw him the change up. Yeah, I got him. I said, are you kidding me with that? You know what? But hey, that's why he gonna be a Hall of Famer, man.
And I think
what was a setup?
I think what people didn't understand about it, I always said he was such a patient hitter from both sides of the plate. He probably took more pitches. I've seen Chipper take more pitches, and you just like, what is he waiting on?
No, that's exactly what I just said, man. I mean, this cat, you have a strategy going into the game, and great players can do that. And that's what he would do. He would look for the changeup. If you don't throw it to him, he'll take the strikeout, man. That Andrew Jones, he swinging. And you know what the funny thing about it is Andrew Jones, I learned a lot from Andrew. Great defensive player, one of the best I've ever played with. And as a hitter, though, he would strike out 2 times in a row and smile.
Yeah.
And, my football mentality come out, man. He walking by me smiling. I'm like, dude, what are you smiling at? You just stuck up. And he did look at me with a smile and say, I'm going to get him next time. And sure enough, man, I got him. So I learned a lot from these cats, man. I started smiling when I struck out, man. I was like, it worked for him. I got to try it.
But what people don't understand about your career, Brian, you hit 282.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing to sneeze at
man.
in 15
that's
years.
Way above the Mendoza line.
Right. You know what? And I could have hit 400 home runs, but I'd have hit 220. In today's game, they want players to hit 220 and hit 40 home runs a year.
Right. Wow.
And they get away with it, man. It's just amazing because of all the
you talking about a guy,
you
talking about Hayward. We can't get Hayward. We was like, man, if Hayward just get 275, he's 240, 250. But
I mean, he's still learning, man. People don't get it. This kid he's a specimen, man. He has a perfect body. Mm-hmm. This guy can play defense. He can do it all, but nobody really taught him how to hit. And he's so strong, he got away with it so long, and now it's like catching up with him because it's affecting him mentally. If he just slowed the game down, they moved his hands down, they done moved them all around.
Moved his elbow.
But if he figure it out up here, that I have to just slow the game down, I'm telling you, his career would take off, man. I talked to his dad. I'm like, just give me a doggone couple weeks with him, man. We get it. We go to the psychiatrist together.
You know what I'm saying? You got that number still? You still got that number?
But it's funny you say that because I think we see that happen to a lot of kids where they're so good high school and they just think that's going to translate to the next level. It catch up.
It catch up, man, because the pitching gets better. The speed of the pitches get a lot faster. And, guys are smarter. They know you hitting the fastball, so I'm going to throw you all kinds of crazy stuff, man. I'm going to roll it up there and you're going to swing it.
Hey, man, we got to take a break, man. We got to talk about this one subject, Brian. What is it going to take to get more of us back in Major League Baseball? Stay with us. It's The Crush.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge?
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano.
Hey, Steve.
It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Your health is at stake. Diabetes.
Diabetes, cancer, heart disease. Yeah, right. I'm too young to worry about all of that. Or am I? Millions of Americans are being diagnosed younger and younger each year. I guess it's really no surprise with how much our lifestyles have changed. More fried fast foods, extreme stress from work. 176 million people in North America consume unhealthy drinks. I know I do. Who could be next? My brother? My sister? Me? I think it's time to make a difference, and so should you. Extreme X2O alkaline water, designed to cleanse your body with just 2 simple steps. Shake and wait. Not only will it help clean your kidneys, liver, and intestines, but it also helps with weight loss and anti-aging. Sign me up today. AbundantLifeMovement.com. You know, I better go call my sister to let her know about this. You should really tell a friend too, because is it really gonna kill you to shake and wait?
Hey y'all, what's up? This your girl Erica hanging out with Maceo and Glaze on the Crush Sensation Station Network. We're talking about that NFL on Tuesdays. That's right. Go Falcons.
We're back, man, and still here with Brian Jordan talking about it. A subject that's kind of, me and Maceo, we've had young kids on here from different baseball organizations, and one of the things we talk about, because everybody, football, basketball, that's what African-Americans jump in. Baseball, when I grew up, when you played and all that, we could count players on every team almost that were African-American, black people, that we were like, man, what you call play for such and such. Now, I don't see it. Like this World Series.
Oh, yeah. You got Cameron Mabry. That's it.
That's it.
He's sitting on the bench, too.
On the bench. He comes out specialty.
Holding it down.
He got everybody a taco because he stole a base.
Yeah,
hey, runner, baby.
The brother came.
Everybody got a taco because of Cameron.
What
Do baseball come to you guys and say, some of the old guys say, look, man, what can we do to make this sport more appealing or do more for African Americans to come in?
You know, it's a tough fight, and, you know, just to be honest. It's an expensive sport, and the only way you're going to get exposure is playing in these travel leagues, and that's the problem. You know, our African-American, you know, underprivileged areas, you know, can't support it. And, you know, unless you just a bad boy and you get scholarship into these travel balls, or you have a parent that's making a lot of money. And I've seen a lot of African-American players that's not that good, parents paying a lot of money.
Right.
You know, and we're not developing these kids anymore. But the problem is, you just said it, basketball and football, it's easy.
Yeah.
You know, I remember back in the day, we just throw a rim up on a tree and we start shooting.
Balling.
Yeah. It don't cost us nothing.
It's out of game.
You know, and but baseball, it costs, man. It's so expensive. And I know I'm with Major League Baseball PA now, and we're trying to figure out how can we do this. My frustration is Major League Baseball has put all this money in international.
Right.
You know, they set up all these camps in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and they're making it convenient for them to have all the supplies and
everything they need.
And then you look at our inner cities here.
Right.
We can't even get a baseball field
right.
anywhere. You know, and that's my fight, man. I'm trying to bring that here to Atlanta, build this Center for Excellence so we can provide these kids with all the athletic fields and equipment to go out there and play. I mean, they've gone away from when we came up, we had those leagues where you can play 30 games and develop these kids. You don't have to travel, and you get better. But now they've gone away. There's no more little leagues where you can play in the same park and just play different teams. And that's the tragedy of baseball right now. The parents are being brainwashed of, you got to play travel baseball or your kid won't make it. He has no chance. And but there's no development in these kids anymore. You know, it's amazing. Some of these travel league players, they don't even know the fundamentals of baseball. You know, because they just play. They just play. You know, they see it on TV, and they have the equipment to go out there and practice every day, but they don't even know the fundamentals.
And it's crazy because, like, Glaze, he pick him all the time. I be talking about top hand and just like the little. It's those small things about baseball that kids have to. You have to get that because when you go to a showcase or a camp, you'll see kids doing drill and our kid like, what's that drill? But that's like everyday pepper, just the little small fundamental stuff.
And you look at the great fields these kids playing on now. How can you make an error? I mean, we used to play in them dirt rock fields where the ball bounce all over the place.
You better charge the ball now.
Exactly. You better charge that ball or it's going to hit that rock and go the other way. So now you're playing on turf fields, no kind of, and you're making these players look better than they are, and then they get to the draft or whatever, or these big showcases in the dirt fields, and it's like, man, what happened? It was easy. You know, so it's a different game today.
And it's sad, not only that, but when you talk about fundamentals, man, so you talk about, it's football too. We just got through talking about Little League football, and it's like, kids don't know how to block. They don't know how to take the right step to the hole. They don't know how to do that. They don't understand that stuff. They just trying to play 20 games and get it over with, man.
Well, I mean, that's getting even tougher because now you got to teach these kids the right way to tackle.
Right? Yeah.
You know, because
head up.
When I came up, it was stick the face mask in the
Right
chest,
in the
boom,
chest.
straight up, lift, and separate.
Yeah, and separate.
But now, I mean, you got to keep the head out of there, which sometimes gets kids more injured.
When they duck,
You know, when they duck that head or try to move out to the side, it's tough to do. And, you know, so that's a whole different coaching, learning. You know, they got to learn this in order to teach these young kids the right way.
We'll be right back, man. That was interesting, man. I love it. Got to get some more stuff out there, man. Got to get the kids in the game, man. So stay with us. It's The Crush.
We're more connected than ever before. 90% of America's students use some form of social media, but not all of it's used in a good way. Hurtful posts online are leading to social isolation for many. Psychologists say it's bullying in a brand new way. Well, Beyond Differences and I Keep Safe are looking to change that with ideas for students, their parents, and even teachers. Take the pledge to be kind online and learn more at wearekindonline.com.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Major key alert. Life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
JBT 700 Miami Circle 30324. It's not a chain, it's a chain reaction. Invest $49 a month at a real gym. For more info, go to facebook.com/Jeans Body Tech.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Sensation Station Network.
Hey, man, we back. Let me ask you just something that just popped in my head. The scene with 1993, when y'all heard Michael Jordan was going to try baseball, what were y'all thoughts in the league?
Hey, man, I'm a Michael Jordan fan, man. I love Michael Jordan. And you know what? I guarantee you, if he would have done it at an earlier age, he would have made the adjustment because he has that mindset. He knows how to make adjustments. But, you know, with the age that he came in and tried to go back, I knew it was going to be difficult for him. You know, because, heck, man, nowadays you hit 30. That's old in baseball now, man. They're trying to get these kids in the league at 20 years old, you know? And it's, you know, so the fact that he had all that money,
Yeah.
It worked out, and he got a chance. But
he actually started making the adjustment.
That's what I said.
Right at the end, yeah.
He would have made the adjustment and been a decent baseball player, man. It's tough for those tall.
Right.
If you're not a pitcher and you 6'5", 6'6".
Right. Playing outfield.
Aaron Judge is the only one I know that can get it done at 6'5". Boy, that's a beast right
Monster
there.
out there.
But
I just thought we talked two-sport athletes. He popped in my head, and I just remember you just talking about the mentality of the game. It ain't easy. Everybody think you go out there and swing a bat. It's a game in the game, man.
And it's funny that you were saying, just because talk about the time it really, truly takes to become a good hitter, because people, when I played baseball in high school, people always, why your bat automatic now? But people that know after football practice, my dad would take me to the cage.
Yeah.
And you got to swing the bat.
You know, and that's, you got to train. And that's what I loved about playing multiple sports, because once the football season was coming to an end, I was in the cages swinging, getting ready. Or I was shooting hoop, man. I was, shooting that ball, getting ready for basketball. It takes time to get yourself prepared, especially in baseball, man. You can't duplicate a doggone 85-mile-an-hour pitch coming to you. You just can't do that in the cages, man. So you got to see it. You got to get in front of that pitching machine, even though I hate pitching machines. I want to see that live arm come at me.
Right.
But it takes work. It takes time. And a lot of times these kids think they can just pick up the bat the first day and go out there and play a game of baseball and be successful. It ain't going to happen.
Kind of a hot seat question, but I just want to ask, the best manager you ever played for?
Best manager I ever played for, man. I played for all 3 Hall of Famers that just went in. And that was Bobby Cox, Joe Torre, and Tony La Russa.
Right.
And each one of those managers were totally different, man. Joe Torre was one of those guys that's willing to teach you everything, put his arm around you and really walk with you. Tony La Russa, he was different. Tony wanted to control every aspect of the game. And that was difficult for athletes.
Right.
I tell everybody, Ricky Henderson, how you going to control him? and I don't know, I talked to Ricky about Tony, and it just clash, because Ricky, you ain't going to tell him when to steal, because he going to steal.
Yeah, that's what he do.
But that's what I learned about Tony La Russa. He controlled every aspect. I'm on first base ready to go, and he over there, don't go. I'm like, what? I'm ready to go, man. They moving me
I could
around.
be standing at second base.
And they moving me around in the outfield, and I'm sitting there like, dude, I done played against these guys. I know, this is a part of studying the game before you get out on the field.
Right.
But they move you and do that every. It was tedious, but I respect him because he was a great manager. He knew what was going to happen, and I tell everybody, he made average players good players great. He put them in that position.
Wow.
But athletes didn't like playing for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guys is mediocre speed and all that stuff.
Yeah. Felt like he was choking you.
Yeah, it was like, boy, stop holding me back, man.
I see second.
And then Bobby Cox was like the grandfather. He just said, boy, just go out there and play hard, and everything's going to be all right. And that's why you love them, man.
Bobby be like, come on, Brian.
Come on.
Come on,
Jordy.
There we go, Jordy.
Get on that top step.
Top step, man. I remember one time, he protects his pitchers, man. He be yelling at the umpire every single ball. And I'm sitting there on deck about to go up the hit, and he's yelling and screaming at the umpire, and I'm like, Bobby, I got to go hit that, man. Come on,
He going to punch me out. Fooling with you.
Oh, man. But he was fun, man. So I was truly blessed, man, to play with the Hall of Famers, man. Yeah.
How special was Derek Jeter?
Whew. Derek was a quiet guy, man. He just went out there and did his thing, man. It was like he was so humble. Greatest players that I had a chance to watch. Never had a chance to play with him, but respected to the utmost, man,
right?
Because when you needed that big hit, you needed that big play, he was never going to stop. He was going into the stands, catching balls, bloody nose, whatever. He was going to make the play, man. And he would show up to work every day the same way. And that's, God, man, he was the greatest.
Who you played in the outfield with that you felt covered the most? Was it Andrew?
Andrew Jones, bad boy.
He was
bad boy.
Crazy with it.
But you know what, me and Andrew used to compete because we both could cover a lot of ground, man, and I had so much respect for him. And we would play games within the game, man. I'll be sitting there, a pitcher come up, man. I'm like 10 feet off. I'm right on the line.
Right.
In a track position, ready to run. And I look at him, and I like, you got everything over there, dog. But if he come this way, I'm getting it. And it was fun, man. I mean, when you got great players like that, it makes it fun, man.
Wow, we're about to come back. We're going to wrap this puppy up, man. This has been a great day, man. This has been awesome,
man, this has been excellent, man.
Hey, we come back, we're going to do the recap and finish up with Brian. So stay with us, it's The Crush.
Great leaders aren't born, they're made. And not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
There's a power you have within you, unlike any other. You can't explain it. It's just there. It drives you, compels you. You cannot ignore it. Do you? Tells you you're more than what you currently are. The power that tells you it's time. Launch, move, skyrocket your life with Rocket Sports One fitness gear. RocketSports-One.com.
Vince Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com, and let Truisms help you to the next level.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ball in street? Girl in street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda. That's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey, we go into the Crush Recap brought to you by
Blunt Power.
Blunt Power 3 sprays last for days. You can find out more about
Blunt Power
by going to their website, bluntpower.com, or going to their Facebook and or Twitter page at Blunt Power. Go ahead and ask the question for me.
Hey, man, so the people want to know, could you understand Andrew Jones when he talked?
Andrew. Hey, it was tough at first, man. I got used to him, though, man. I got used to him.
Seemed like Atlanta, he started enjoying Atlanta.
He enjoyed it. Hey, coming in at 19, hitting home runs in the World Series,
right.
He enjoyed it very quickly. I don't want to go there, man.
We're going to leave it at that. We can read between the lines. Yeah, we got you. We got you.
You know what's the problem. So, Brian, we talked about the trade a little bit. When did you know? When you got to the end, when did you say, enough is enough? I know you had some injuries toward the ends and things like that. When did you know, hey, it's time to wrap it up?
You know, for me, I started getting involved in real estate. I started getting involved in business ventures. You know, when you're used to playing and starting every day, you know, you see the Jeff Francoeurs coming up, and all of a sudden, you know, Bobby's like, hey.
Glad you did it as a Brave, but
yeah, you know, it's like, hey, you know, we want you to put a first base mitt on and, you know,
you
split time with Roach and play a little outfield for us. And I'm sitting there like, okay, that's cool, you know. Do what I got to do, man.
Right.
I just want to win, man. And So I did that for a year and then came back another year. You know, thank goodness they brought me back, you know, after sending me to L.A., you know, they signed me back in 2005, 2006.
Right. They owed you that.
They owed me that, man.
They owed
God
you that.
dog it, they owed me that.
They owed you that. Yeah. That's the least they can do.
But you know what? I knew it was time. You know, I'm not that type of guy that want to sit and watch baseball.
Right.
So, you know, was playing maybe 40 games, 50 games out of 162, pinch hitting. It just wasn't my role, man. I wasn't ready for that.
Right.
And even though it was the end of my career, I was at 40 years old. So it was time. You know, it was time. 18 years of professional sports, you know.
Wow.
It went well.
Okay, many people can't say that.
Did not know I was going to the broadcasting booth, though. I went straight to the broadcasting booth.
And even with the broadcast thing, your acumen for business, what was that something your parents kind of instilled? Is something you just fell into?
Well, for me, I knew at the time real estate was hot.
Yeah.
You know, and in my eyes, real estate was longevity, investment. And, you know, I did everything the right way, I thought. And that's when that boom happened.
Right.
You know, so at the end of my year, I'm getting into real estate. Things are going great, boom. And all of a sudden, bam, the economy crashed. And, you know, I'm sitting around looking at some of the greatest real estate developers commit suicide and, you know, and it hit me hard, man. I was deep into real estate.
Right, because
building community.
Yeah, because it's Brian Jordan community everywhere now.
Yeah. So
and they coming through town, Camp Creek.
So, you know, I got hit hard, man, and the banks and everybody was going under that I was working with. And so that was a tough time in my career, and I'll tell every kid, you know, that's why it's important that you have financial literacy.
Right.
You know, set yourself up, do the right things, because some stuff is out of your control. Right. When the economy crash like that, man, you better have your money under the pillow. And under
gotta cut the mattress.
Like JJ said, I got it in my sock back there, man.
Put it in your sock, man. Hide it.
That's buddy, man. Hey, man. Hey, real quick, man. Let me just say this. I want y'all a story that I heard, and I told my cousin I was going to talk about it real quick. There's a story that came out of my little hometown, Lincoln County, and I wanted to address it. One of the board members, Lincoln County, my high school, finally beat a school they haven't beaten in 4 years. And one of the board members, and they after the game, the kids got a little rowdy. You know, you ain't beating somebody in 4 years, you're going to do a little something. So they went and grabbed the sign and went a little crazy with it. But when they did that, one of the board men said they acted like a bunch of thugs when they did that. So I'm going to just say this. Now, everybody want my opinion. My opinion is the label hurts. And everybody got to be careful what they're saying. So I'm going to tell this to everybody out there, all the kids that are listening to me, listen to my voice. For them Lincoln County players, those seniors, my cousins, play your game. You're not thugs. He can't control what you do on the field, and don't keep paying attention to it. I would tell everybody out there, quit Facebooking it, quit talking about it.
Yeah.
But you're giving him more attention than he really needs. So move on from it. Let's get these kids out there and let's win the state championship like we do in Lincoln County. I just wanted to say that right now, and that's my opinion on it, so people always ask me about it. Real quick, let's end it with this. Brian, let me ask you this. If you ever had, what was the best piece of advice you ever got in your life?
I think it came from my dad, man. And there was somebody out there, and I would tell every athlete, somebody out there better than you. So always work hard. But more importantly, believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, your talents, and nobody can stop you.
Everybody pay attention to that. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You talked about the hardest hit you ever took. What was the hardest hit you ever gave?
I had to be the Saints, man. I forgot the receiver that came across the middle, man. Ooh, Lord. Boy.
You had already said it, but you had already sized them up.
I sized them up, man. I said, you better not do it. Don't come across that.
But you knew the play was coming. You're like, I know this formation. They do this
I know
right
that
here.
formation.
Brian,
I'm going to look at that slot over there. He's going to come across the middle, and I'm going to lay him out.
You still get excited about that sometimes.
I do, man.
Yeah, I can see it.
How long did it take to get that out of you? Because you
It ain't out of me.
But that's what I'm telling you. You can tell.
I'm playing basketball now. These kids up at LA Fitness today, boy, you gonna get the elbow and come up in there.
Come here wrong.
I can see you watching these college or NFL games on Sunday and Saturday or Sunday. You probably all over the place.
Oh, I am, man.
Yeah.
And you know, I really watch my position of safety.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, I gotta watch.
Why he take that angle?
Yeah, bad angle. You know, but it's tough now, man. Because, like I said, you can't hit them with beating with your head no more. So
yeah, that would be tough for you. How would you
boy,
adjust?
I would get fined every game. Boy, I would get fined.
Just take my game check.
Just go on, take it. Go on, take it.
Everybody talked about that. Make sure you talk about Redan a little bit. People say they hope that you can come see Redan this year.
Redan, man. I remember I went out there and saw my boy Brandon Phillips, Redan, when I played with the Braves, man. And boy, he was a confident kid, and he said, man, I'm going to play in the big leagues.
It was disappointing in Atlanta when they just traded him in the middle of the season.
You know what? It was good for him to have a chance to win.
Right.
And,
I guess you're right,
they picked up prospects, man. This is all business. It's all business.
Somebody, Damon, want to know what you think about Keanu O'Neal.
I like him, man. I really do. He's very aggressive. He likes to hit. And, I mean, he's getting better to me every game, man. And he's going to be a leader. He's starting to become that leader out there.
He loves contact.
He loves contact.
Yeah, he loves contact.
Yeah.
Oh,
you got to as a safety, though.
Yeah.
Being in the organization, I know we're wrapping up. We have all these questions now. What's the future for the Braves?
I think they got a bright future, man. I think they accumulated all these young prospects, especially in the pitching area, and now they have an opportunity to get some established players into this starting rotation and utilize some of those young prospects they picked up in trades, and so they're in a good position. Now, with all the stuff that happened with Coppola and all that, I think they got to get that straight first. You know, I hate to see Terry Pendleton go and Eddie Perez. That's my guys.
Come on, TP.
I hate lazy guys.
But I mean, John Hart right now, I mean, he's looking for change. I mean, you look at the era that's in that dugout now. I mean, all those guys are gone that managed and coached with Bobby Cox.
We just got Freddie Freeman left, everybody.
The era's over. Hey, man. Brian, we really appreciate
Hey,
this.
man.
I had fun, man.
You made everybody.
Hey,
man, you made everybody night, man. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all,
This
man.
was awesome. Everybody.
My
out
daddy
there.
happy. I'm good now. I'm good.
Thank you,
Good,
Leah.
Daddy.
I'm good. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Brian.
All right, man. Thank you guys, man.
Thank you, Mason.
My guy.
baby.
My guy.
Fun.
All right, brother.
Y'all check us out, man. We got a special show for y'all tomorrow. We're going to announce it, so stay tuned, man. Not here. We good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Now, come to work. Nah,
Yeah.
just joking.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks, everybody out there and all the periscopes of the world out there. We'll see y'all later. Peace.